Southwest Kiwanis. Oh, it's good to see you. It's been too long. And thanks for coming so we can talk about something that I sincerely believe is the Kiwanis family's most noble cause, working with our service leadership programs. As many of you know, Kiwanis service leadership programs are endearingly called SLPs, and they're the leadership and character building programs hosted in a school or community agency, most often sponsored by Kiwanis, sometimes by other service organizations. But our service leadership programs have existed since the first Key Club was founded in 1925. Now, you'll note this opening slide is bright, it's vibrant, it's busy, and it's full, just like our SLPers. I've been a Kiwanian for almost 30 years, and I've worked with youth since day one, and I can tell you that every minute I've spent during all that time has been well worth it. I've been a K-Kids advisor for 22 years. I've spent 16 years as a key leader, lead facilitator, and helped actually design that program. And I've been a keynoter for countless Key Club builders, K-Kids, Action Club meetings, conferences, and I'm telling you, anything they could come up with to have me speak, I have been there. And every single minute has ignited my passion and helped me grow my heart. So I want to encourage you to do the same. Thank you to all listening right now who already support service leadership programs. And if you haven't, then come join us. To those who are kind of interested but yet haven't taken up that challenge. These are pretty interesting times in which we're living right now. And telling you that connecting with our young people to help mentor, to lead, to support and love is one of the most amazing and noble things we can be doing. So over the next few minutes, I want to share 4 steps with you that I believe will help us make a positive difference with our young people, our young adults in our service leadership programs. The first is to show up. Yeah, that sounds kind of funny, but the first thing our youth need is adults who will show up in mind, body, and spirit for every meeting, every project, and every event. And that means putting down your phone and putting down the distractions and moving the things out of your head that you bring in and be totally present for our young people, whether that's our K-Kids, our builders, our Bring Up Grade program, our Kids and Terrific Kids, our Key Clubs, Key Leader, or our Action Clubs. We need to stand tall for our youth. We need to be showing up totally. So check out the signboard. I love that. I saw that as I was driving in to do my president's visit. Kiwanis International Prez, are you showing up for life today? So to everybody listening, are you showing up for life today? There's your challenge. Show up. Now, is it easy to show up? Not always. I'm reminded of the day I went to our K-Kids meeting, and I tell you, I was kind of preoccupied. I was kind of stewing about something that day. There had been a series of things happening. I was pretty frustrated that day. I went in and sat down in the library as usual, and when my K-Kids officers came in, they greeted me. I greeted them back, and they went off to set up the room, and I noticed one of the 5th grade boys hanging back, and I thought, that's a bit unusual. And he looked right in the depths of me and he said, "What's up, Mrs. E?" I looked up, raised my eyebrows, and he continued, "You showed up today without a smile. That's not like you." And when I didn't respond quickly enough, he sat down right next to me and he said, First of all, tell me what's going on. Second, how can I help?" And I just smiled and said, "Oh my goodness, thank you for the reminder." And he said, "Yeah, it's time to show up." And I said, "Thank you again for the reminder." And he said, "Now the next part, see if you can make that smile reach your eyes." And I thought, oh my goodness, out of the mouths of babes, this was a conversation I had had with this same young man just 2 weeks prior to that. And I thought, such a reminder to show up. The next meeting, I received this. It says, "Thank you for helping us understand the basics of helping, like how a simple smile can make someone happy. Step 1, show up. Step 2, share a common language. I love this picture. I keep it on my desk all the time. It reminds me of a trip that my husband and I took to Ecuador. Unfortunately, our interpreter was delayed, and so we spent 3 days without an interpreter. On one of those days, we made a trip to a dining hall that had been built by the Kiwanians. And in that dining hall were lots and lots of children. Oh, it was so exciting. I don't speak Spanish. They didn't speak English. So I did what any great grandma would do. I taught them how to do a high five, a low five, a knuckle, and a pow. Soon, all these little giggles started, and oh my goodness, the place was just alive with energy. And these two young ladies wrapped themselves around me. Just at that point, the parish priest came in and he started to interpret for me. And he said, "Oh my goodness, the beautiful child to your left is named Lucia." And Lucia says, "Thank you, miss, for smiling at us. For when you smile at us, you make us feel warm inside." And I thought, oh, I do feel warm inside. And then she took off that beautiful little pink beaded necklace and put it on me. And through the priest said, "Ah, I'd like you to have this beaded necklace made for me by my mother. That time, every time you wear it, you can think of the children of Bahia, Ecuador, and you can feel warm inside." Ah, I thought, my goodness, we are speaking a common language, the Kiwanis language, the language of love. And my goodness, anytime you're with a child, anytime you're with an SLPer, that's our job. Let them know that we love them. Let them know how much we care about them and believe in them. Teach them to be comfortable in their own skin. Sometimes it's hard for adults, just like it is for kids. Teach them to live real, with authenticity. It's challenging, but reaps huge rewards. Show them you accept yourself for who you are and you accept them for who they are. Show respect for yourself, for others, and your environment. Tell the truth. My goodness, no one more honest than a child, like the 4th grader who wrapped her arms around me and said, "Oh, you are so fun, Mrs. Erickson. I mean, for an old person." There you go. Believe in yourself. Wow. Every one of our key leader events, I ask the adults to do the same thing, to look every student in the eye and to say, "I believe in you." It's powerful. It's a powerful common language. It's the language of love, the language of Kiwanis. Look at these crazy, crazy kids. That's what we call them, don't we? They show us how to be step 3, how to look at life differently and how to be grateful. Have you ever noticed you can't be hateful and grateful at the same time? Gratitude gives us a warm feeling of appreciation and acceptance and definitely sets our entire human system up for a win. It's hard to be crabby when you're grateful. So what do? Start a glad book. Concentrate on the little things that make you happy, that make you smile. Note the people, the places, and things in your life for which you're grateful. Be grateful you can be part of a Kiwanis service leadership program. So take a look at these key leaders. They're all looking at life differently. So here's my challenge to you as you're watching and listening. Lean over and look at life differently. Maybe you can even be grateful you didn't fall out of your chair. Step 1, show up. Step 2, speak that language of love. Step 3, look at life differently. And step 4, put it all together and lead by example. Now, leading by example is a way of acting, shows others how it's done. As my dad used to say, it's a way of getting in there and getting your hands dirty. Well, as SLP mentors, as advisors, caring adults, we don't teach our kids what to think. We teach them how to think. We do that by working side by side with our SLP students, our young adults. We can inspire teamwork, cooperation, collaboration, insight, assistance, great communication skills. Together, we can find that joy and passion that comes from helping others. Whether you're making sack lunches like our little K kids are right here, and by the way, they started first year making 700, and by the time this little guy standing next to me was a 6th grader, he led it and we made over 1,100. working together side by side, leading by example. This picture shows our very first action club, Nebraska Iowa District, and I love this. We were doing a roadside cleanup and we were talking about teams. And I said to these action club members, why do you like working as a team? And the first young man said, well, I help him because he's blind. The second one said, I help him because he can't walk very well and I help him balance. And I laughed and I said, okay, who's the member of your team? I mean, who's that old guy by you? And both of these young men laughed and said, oh, he's our Kiwanis governor. We're stuck watching him because he doesn't follow directions very well. I thought, yeah, lead by example. So there it is, Southwest Kiwanis. How can you really connect to be a powerful force for positive change in the world? Work with our service leadership programs. Show up. Share that language of love. Be grateful and lead by example. Each one of us holds the power to improve the world right in the palms of our hands. So it's time to ignite that passion and grow your hearts, keeping our service with youth alive and well. It's time for the Southwest District to step up and be that powerful force for good in the world. And at the end of every day, you can say, I did it. Ta-da! Thank you. Now go do it.